Just as a conductor doesn't need to play every instrument themselves, you don't need to control every detail. You simply need to hold the vision and let the universe orchestrate the perfect symphony of circumstances. Take a moment to notice the details of this future memory. The confidence in your voice when you speak. The elegant ease with which you handle large sums of money. Feel how this knowing settles into your cells, your DNA, your quantum field. Feel how it resonates with the part of you that's always known this was possible. Welcome to the reality revolution. This is the star sector activation. If you listen to this, you will become unstoppable, magnetic, to the highest, most wonderful timeline that you can experience. We learn in transurfing that amongst the many different timelines that your other selves exist within, in the multiverse, there is a star sector, a group, or in some cases a single timeline, in which you are famous, influential, powerful, inspirational, a leader. In that sector, your star shines. And I want to activate your star sector today. This is one of the most powerful shifts that you can experience. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to radiate an inexplicable magnetism? They walk into a room and heads turn. They speak and people lean in to listen. They have that special something that makes success look effortless, as if the universe itself conspires to lift them higher and higher. What if I told you this isn't just chance, luck, or genetics? It's evidence of something far more fascinating. You see, quantum physics has revealed something extraordinary. Every decision, every possibility, every potential version of you exists simultaneously across infinite parallel realities. And in one of these realities, we will call it your star sector. You're already living as that magnetic, influential, well-known presence you know you can be. Think about the last time you felt truly alive with possibility. That moment when everything clicked, when you felt unstoppable, when success flowed to you naturally. That wasn't just a fleeting moment. That was you catching a glimpse of your star sector timeline, where that state isn't just a moment, it's your constant reality. And after listening to this activation, your star will shine like a sun. Right now, as you listen to these words, you might notice a subtle shift in your awareness. That is the nature of an activation. It's not a meditation. It's not hypnosis. There's no need for you to close your eyes, and you can listen to this casually. I'm using a certain pattern and sequence of words that are catalysts that create a state change within you. By listening to the sound of my voice, the vibration of the voice, the frequency that I'm using, I'm creating subtle and powerful changes that activate and open up new timelines in your energy field. You have access to all these timelines. Sometimes you're simply not aware of it. My goal is to activate these timelines to give you a new possibility, a new way of living, a life so wonderful you could never imagine how incredible it is. Right now, as you listen to my voice, perhaps you're already beginning to sense the vast field of possibility surrounding you, like countless stars in an infinite cosmos. Each one a version of you shining at different intensities, and somewhere in that cosmic dance of probability, your brightest version is beckoning. Some call it luck when they see people living in perfect alignment with their highest potential, but we know better. Don't we? We understand that reality is far more fluid, far more responsive to consciousness. than most people realize. Every quantum physicist knows that the mere act of observation changes the behavior of particles. Similarly, your awareness right now is already beginning to shift the quantum field of your existence. You might be wondering what makes this particular moment so special. Why here? Why now? Consider this. In the vastness of space, there are moments when planets align, when cosmic forces converge to create something extraordinary. Similarly, there are moments in our lives when the barriers between timelines become extraordinarily thin, when shifting from one reality to another becomes as natural as stepping from shadow into sunlight. This is one of those moments. As you continue this journey with me, you will notice how naturally your consciousness begins to align with that reality where you are already shining brilliantly, where your words carry weight, where your presence commands respect, where abundance flows to you as naturally as breath. This isn't about becoming someone new. This is about aligning with the version of you that's already achieved everything you dream of. You see, in your star sector timeline, you're already that person who inspires millions, who creates lasting change, who lives in abundance and joy. That version of you exists right now, sending ripples of success backward through time, creating a bridge for you to cross. And as you continue listening, you will notice how these ripples are already beginning to affect your present moment, creating small but significant shifts in how you think, how you feel, and how you move through the world. Let me share something fascinating that quantum physicists have discovered about the nature of reality. They observe particles at the quantum level. They've found that a single particle can exist in multiple states simultaneously until the moment it's observed. This phenomenon, known as quantum superposition, reveals something profound about the nature of your reality. Just as those particles exist in multiple states, you exist in multiple states across parallel timelines. And just as observation collapses those quantum possibilities into a single reality, your focused awareness can collapse infinite possibilities into your chosen experience. This isn't just theory. You're already an expert at timeline jumping, even if you haven't realized it yet. Think about a time when you made a decision that completely changed the trajectory of your life. Perhaps it was taking a certain job, moving to a new city, or speaking up in a crucial moment. In that instant, you quantum jumped into a new timeline, and you've done this countless times before, each decision shifting you into new realities of possibility. I know someone who discovered this power of timeline jumping quite by accident. They noticed that whenever they fully immersed themselves into the feeling of already being successful, opportunities would mysteriously appear. What began as a simple shift in perspective snowballed into a series of synchronicities, influential people reaching out, unexpected opportunities rising, resources appearing exactly when needed. They didn't just imagine success, they began living from the reality where success was already theirs. As you listen now, you notice subtle shifts in your own awareness. Perhaps you're starting to sense how the version of you who's already a respected thought leader, already living in abundance, already influencing thousands positively, exists right now in your star sector timeline. This version of you understands something crucial about reality, that abundance isn't something to chase, but rather a frequency to tune into, like adjusting to radio to receive the perfect signal. Consider for a moment how water flows naturally downhill, finding the path of least resistance. Similarly, success and abundance in your star sector timeline flow naturally to you, because in that reality, you've aligned yourself perfectly with their frequency. You've become a powerful magnet, naturally attracting opportunities, resources, and connections that amplify your influence and impact. You might notice how this understanding begins to shift something deep within you. Just like tuning an instrument, you're beginning to fine-tune your reality to match the frequency of your star sector timeline. Just as a conductor doesn't need to play every instrument themselves, you don't need to control every detail. You simply need to hold the vision and let the universe orchestrate the perfect symphony of circumstances. In your star sector timeline, you have mastered this art of allowing. You understand that personal power is not about forcing or struggling. It's about aligning with the natural flow of abundance and influence. It's about recognizing that just as every star in the cosmos has its own unique brilliance, you have your own unique way of shining that the world is eagerly waiting to experience. As you continue listening, you will begin to feel how this natural power is already awakening within you. Like a star gradually increasing in brightness, your awareness of your true potential is expanding in this moment. Every breath you take draws you closer to that reality where your influence naturally expands, where your words carry weight, where your presence naturally inspires others to their highest potential. The beauty of this process is that it's already happening. Just as a seed contains within it everything needed to become a mighty tree, you contain within you everything needed to fully embody your star sector timeline. And just as that seed doesn't need to force its growth, it simply needs the right conditions to flourish. You're now creating the perfect conditions for your natural brilliance to emerge. Imagine for a moment that you step outside of time and see yourself as a vast constellation of light. Each point of light represents a different version of you, existing simultaneously across infinite timelines. And there, shining more brightly than all the others, is your star sector timeline, pulsing with an energy that's uniquely, magnificently yours. As you observe this constellation, you might notice how certain points of light begin to pulse in harmony with your star sector timeline. It's as if they're being drawn into its orbit, naturally aligning with its higher frequency. This is the quantum mechanics of reality at work, the natural collapse of infinite possibilities into your highest probability timeline. Now let's do something extraordinary. Imagine stepping forward in time into a memory that hasn't happened yet, a one that exists vividly in your star sector timeline. You're standing on a stage, or perhaps sitting in a beautiful office, or maybe looking at your phone, and you're seeing the evidence of your impact. Thousands of messages from people whose lives you've touched. Substantial deposits flowing into your accounts from multiple sources, invitations to speak at prestigious events. Feel how natural this feels, how right. This is not just a possibility. It's a reality you're already living into. Take a moment to notice the details of this future memory. The confidence in your voice when you speak. The elegant ease with which you handle large sums of money. The natural way you command attention without demanding it. This version of you understands something profound. The true charisma isn't something you do, it's something you allow. It's the natural radiance of someone who's fully aligned with their highest timeline. And as you inhabit this version of yourself, you might notice how energy begins to shift. Like a star going into supernova, your presence expands, touching everything around you with its light. This is your natural state in the star sector timeline. A being of pure radiant energy, naturally drawing others into your orbit through the authentic power of your presence. Consider how a star doesn't need to try to shine. It simply allows the nuclear fusion at its core to express itself naturally. Similarly, in your star sector timeline, you don't need to try to be charismatic or influential. There's nothing you need to learn. You simply allow your inner light to radiate fully, understanding that your unique frequency is exactly what the world needs. It doesn't matter what you look like, how much you weigh, what your race is, how old you are, or your gender, or your culture. None of that matters. In every person's multiversal field, they have a single timeline where they are famous, where they are a star that shines, where they carry great influence. They're inspiring. They influence others in a positive and powerful way. Everybody, no matter what they look like or their circumstances. Look at Jack Black. Nobody would ever figure that he would be a movie star like he is, but he has this natural charisma, this natural magnetism. And if you think of him, you can think of so many other examples. Why is this person famous? Why is this person so interesting? Why do they have such influence? It's because they're on their star sector, and you can be in your star sector too. It's an important lesson to learn. This is not about ego. This is about the light and your ability to use it, to be of service to others, to influence others, to connect to other people, to awaken with others. This is what it's about. You have a very important role to play. Your voice is important. Your voice needs to be heard, and the only way we can hear it is you can enter into one of those star sector timelines where your influence means something. You don't have to be a public speaker or someone famous, but you will shine like the brightest sun wherever you go. You will naturally be very, very magnetic, and that is the timeline we have activated now. Feel how this knowing settles into your cells, your DNA, your quantum field. Feel how it resonates with the part of you that's always known this was possible. Like a tuning fork vibrating at the perfect frequency. You're aligning the abundance that's natural to your star sector timeline. Money flows to you as easily as light flows from a star in increasing quantities from multiple sources, creating value for all it touches. In this timeline, you understand the true nature of abundance. It's not just about money. It's about abundant expression of your gifts, your wisdom, your presence. And as you express this abundance fully, the universe responds in kind, bringing you opportunities, resources, and connections that amplify your impact exponentially. Notice how this amplification creates a natural feedback loop. The more you allow your authentic brilliance to shine, the more people are drawn to your light. The more value you create, the more abundance flows back to you. The more confidently you step into your power, the more the universe conspires to support your expansion. You're awakening the archetypical pattern of the star being, the one who lights the way for others through their own luminous presence. In your star sector timeline, this is not a role you play. It's who you are at the deepest level of your being. Like a star that finally reaches its full brilliance, you are stepping into the full expression of your power. Feel how this awakening creates ripples through every aspect of your reality. Your relationships become more profound. Your words carry more weight. Your presence becomes more magnetic. You're no longer just participating in life. You're radiating a field of possibility that transforms everything it touches. And as this transformation deepens, you might notice how time begins to flow differently in your star sector timeline. Opportunities that might have taken years now manifest in weeks or days or hours. Success that once seemed distant now feels imminent. The future you once dreamed of is collapsing into your present moment, creating a bridge of light between who you've been and who you are becoming. As you continue to align with your star sector timeline, you might notice how your reality begins to reorganize itself around your new frequency. Like iron filings arranging themselves around a powerful magnet, circumstances naturally align to support your expanded state of being. This isn't something you need to force. It's the natural physics of consciousness at work. Think of how a laser focuses scattered light into a coherent beam, powerful enough to cut through steel. Similarly, your consciousness is now focusing the scattered possibilities of your life into one brilliant timeline. The timeline where you're already that magnetic presence, that influential voice, that abundance generator you know yourself to be. You've experienced moments of this power before, those times when everything flowed perfectly, when success seemed effortless, when abundance found you naturally. But in your star sector timeline, this isn't just a moment. It's your consistent reality, like a star that's reached its full luminosity. You've stabilized at a new level of radiance. Feel how this stabilization creates a cascading effect through every area of your life. Your words carry more weight, not because you're trying to be influential, but because you are speaking from a place of natural authority and authenticity. Money flows to you in increasing quantities from multiple sources, not because you're chasing it, but because you have aligned with the frequency of abundance. Leadership opportunities emerge naturally, not because you're seeking them, but because you are radiating the energy of a true thought leader. Notice how your perception of time begins to shift in this reality. Future possibilities you once thought might take years are collapsing into the present moment. Like a quantum particle choosing its state, your consciousness is collapsing infinite possibilities into your chosen reality. The reality where your influence expands exponentially, where your presence naturally inspires transformation in others. In this timeline, you understand wealth at a deeper level. It's not just about money. It's about the wealthy expression of your gifts, your wisdom, your presence. And as you express this wealth consciously, it creates an upward spiral of abundance. More resources flow to you, allowing you to create more value, which attracts even more abundance, which enables you to expand your impact even further. Feel how naturally you embody the archetypal energy of the luminous leader, the one who lights the way for others through their own brilliant example. In your star sector timeline, this isn't a role you play. It's simply the natural expression of who you've become. Like a star in a binary system, your radiance naturally elevates everyone in your orbit. As this new reality solidifies, you might notice how your very presence begins to alter the field of possibility around you. Opportunities that once seemed impossible now appear naturally in your path. People who can amplify your message and support your mission are drawn to you magnetically. Resources that can fuel your expansion flow to you effortlessly. Your consciousness has become like a powerful gravitational field, naturally drawing success, abundance, and influence into your experience in whatever way you wish. You are a creator. You are a star. But unlike physical gravity, which diminishes with distance, your field of influence expands exponentially. Each person you impact becomes a point of light in their own right, creating a network of illuminated consciousness that spans the entire globe. This is the power of your star sector timeline. Not just personal transformation, but the ability to catalyze transformation in others throughout your authentic presence. As you stabilize in this timeline, you become a fixed point of light in the cosmic kaleidoscope of possibility. A beacon that helps others find their way to their own highest timeline. Now, with each breath you take, each beat of your heart, each time you blink, you're anchoring more deeply into this reality. Each moment solidifies your presence in this timeline where success flows naturally, where abundance is your natural state, where your influence creates positive change in ever-expanding waves. This isn't just a possibility anymore. This is your new baseline, your new normal, your natural way of being. Now that I've activated this timeline, I want you to spend a moment. Really go within, close your eyes, and seek out this star sector timeline that resonates in the way that I've explained it, where you have true influence, you have great power. Prosperity flows to you naturally because of your light and the way that you shine. You're a creator. You're creative. You create wonderful things. You make the people around you happy and joyful. You light up their lives. I want you to really tune into this. The feeling of it. That feeling of home. That feeling where this is the place that you are meant to be. This is the life you are meant to live. Bring up all the tones of this reality in any way that you can imagine. Holding this image in your mind, this feeling, I want you to declare these statements as proclamations, as affirmations of your new reality, as confirmations of your alignment with your star sector. Say this with me. Resonate with it. Vibrate with it. Become these statements. I am naturally magnetic and influential. My presence naturally inspires and uplifts others. I radiate confidence, charisma, and authentic power. I am a brilliant star in human form. My light naturally draws others into my orbit. I am now aligned with my highest timeline. My star sector reality is crystallizing now. Every moment brings me greater success and influence. I naturally attract perfect opportunities. My reality shifts to match my highest vision. I am mastering the art of timeline creation. My success probability increases every day. I am anchored in my star sector timeline. My highest future collapses into my present moment. I naturally manifest my greatest possibility. Keeping these thoughts in mind, remember the power of these declarations and allow them to integrate deeply into your subconscious mind. Come back to this activation at any time to fully comprehend the great change that you've made in your consciousness and allow this activation to continue to further change your life. Take a moment now to fully recognize the profound shift that has occurred in your energy field. Like a crystal that has found its perfect structure, your consciousness has aligned with your star sector timeline. This alignment is not temporary, it is a fundamental reorganization at the quantum level of your reality. Remember that future memory that we stepped into earlier, the one where you're experiencing the full expression of your influence and abundance. Notice how it feels closer now, more immediate. And that's because it's no longer just a possibility. It is crystallizing into your present reality. Like a photograph developing in solution, the details of this timeline are becoming clearer, sharper, more defined. Feel how your energy field has stabilized at this new frequency. Just as a quantum particle maintains its coherent state once observed, your consciousness has locked into your star sector timeline. This is your new baseline. This expanded state of charisma, influence, transcendence, and natural abundance. This is who you are now. With each breath, you are anchoring more deeply into this reality, where your presence naturally commands respect and attention. Abundance flows to you easily and continuously. Your words carry weight and inspire transformation. Opportunities emerge synchronistically in perfect timing. Your influence expands exponentially through natural alignment. You might notice how memories from this timeline are beginning to overlay your consciousness. Memories of future successes that feel so natural, so right, that they're already influencing your present moment, like light from a distant star finally reaching the earth. The radiance of your fully expressed self is illuminating your now. And as you prepare to move forward in your day, know that this shift is permanent. Just as a star once ignited continues to shine by its own power, your presence in this timeline is self-sustaining. You don't need to maintain it. You simply need to allow it to express itself naturally through you. Your consciousness has found its home frequency, the vibration of your highest timeline, where success, abundance, and influence are your natural state, like a quantum field that's found its ground state. This is simply who you are now. Carry this knowing with you as you continue your day. Allow your natural radiance to shine ever brighter, drawing to you all the success, abundance, and opportunities that align with your star sector timeline. Your star sector timeline is activated. This is your reality now. Welcome home, and welcome to the reality revolution.
Thank you.